All right, the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, of course, has come to an end, but there was a whole lot of news around the Nigeria House. It was, launched by, of course, Vice President Kashim Shettima. You had the Nigeria's economic delegation there, Minister of Finance, Minister of Trade and Investment. But that's on the public side. We, of course, wanted to discuss, or rather explore, the private sector side and how their contribution, along with the public sector, led to the opening of the Nigeria House. So I had a conversation with Omowunmi Imoukhuede. She talked to us, of course, about how it all came together. Here's that conversation. Nigeria finally has a house on the promenade here in Davos for the World Economic Forum. And not a moment too soon. Now, last year, myself and head of our technical team, Eviola, were at the Mongolia House, and we got this nice scarf from the great folks over in Mongolia. But we're going to take this off now and replace that with the colors of Nigeria because this has been something that's been in the making. And what we're going to do now is go into the Nigeria House and have a word with one of the private sector brains behind it, because this was a PPP, public-private sector partnership. So we're going to have a word with Omowunmi Imoukhuede, who of course is the CEO of Eviola and Co. And she's going to tell us all about how the Nigeria House finally came together. Let's go inside. Omowunmi Imoukhuede, CEO of Eviola and Co. Integrated Services, one of 3 entities that put the Nigeria House together. Can you talk to us about how the Nigeria House came together, when the call was made? Just talk about the process.
Hi, lovely to be here. Thanks for having me. So the Nigeria House Davos project sort of came from my partner. He'd been coming to WEF for 5-6 years now, and he kept saying, we need to set up a Nigeria House. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, you know what, you need to come out. So luckily I was able to come out in WEF of 2025, last year. And as soon as I got on the promenade, I realized what he was saying. So I think that the World Economic Forum is the Olympics of business, where everybody comes and sort of showcases their strength as countries and even corporate bodies. But of course, the countries took my interest, our interest, mostly because you can go into, for example, Brazil House, Qatar House, Ukraine House, and sort of have a little piece of the country. Mongolia, we had last year, I didn't catch them on the promenade this year, but last year when I saw them, they had 2 women outside, and they were like dressed up in like the Mongolian regalia, and I'm like, oh wow, and it was super amazing. And I'm like, you know what? We need to make this happen. So we came back, my partner and I, CEO of LexCon Consulting Advisory Services, and then we reached out to our other partner, Mr. Umar Ali Mustafa of UFAM Services Nigeria Limited, and we literally got together and said, okay, let's make it happen. So all our energies and strengths, sort of put them together, built a team, started to reach out to the right offices and ministries. Usually, it's the norm now in the past 3 years. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, always comes, on behalf of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to sort of represent Nigeria in Davos. So we thought to start, with the office of the Vice President, presented the ideas to him. He was super excited, and then advised us to involve the key ministries that would be necessary to put this project together. So then we reached out to the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of course the Ministry of Finance, being an economic forum to see how we could execute this project. Of course, Dr. Jumoke Oduwale, the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, took the lead on this project. She's been super supportive, and she's the chair of our steering committee. The steering committee consists of representatives of all the 3 ministries I mentioned prior, as well as Eviola and Co-Integrated Services Limited, which is my company, Lexicon Advisory Services, as well as UFAM Services Limited. And so we built a team filled with professionals in their different fields and created different departments and started the journey. And we didn't have so much time because we got our first approval on the 10th of October, second one on the 30th of October. So we literally just had 2 months to plan. Even on Christmas Day, we were making calls and in Zoom meetings. Same thing with New Year's Day as well, to make sure that this happened. And it's such an honor, to have been given this privilege to execute this project. And we're super thankful to this current administration for allowing us young people to be expressive with our ideas and concepts, even if they're super audacious. But yeah, we did it with the support of everyone, and of course the private sector. So the project is it's a PPP, it's built around the PPP framework where the government has endorsed us, but the private sector has sponsored us financially to execute the project. So you have companies like Sunbeck Global Concepts, Oando, FEMP, First EMP, sorry, and a few more companies I can't remember now. There are many. Tetracore, Pipeline Infrastructure Limited, Tantita Services Limited, so many more. I can't remember everybody, but they've been super helpful, and we're so grateful to have this opportunity on this promenade to showcase Nigeria. It's been a journey, and it's so nice to see that everybody's receptive of us. Everyone was coming in for the panels, so we showed our intellectual side, we showed our technical side, we showed our academic sides, the creative side, cultural side, culinary. Everybody's coming in here for jollof rice, and it was honestly very amazing. We had our entertainers come in as well. Of course, we're very big in entertainment. The likes of DJ Obi, Tiwa Savage, we had Odumodu Black. We even had a surprise appearance from Wyclef Jean, simply because he was just on the promenade and he's like, he has to come into Nigeria House. So it's been an amazing experience. I'm so far. We're grateful again to the federal government for supporting this initiative. We're grateful to the private sector for coming on board, even in such short notice, to put this together. And of course, we're grateful to Arise for being our media partner. And looking forward to 2027.
Thanks for talking to Arise News.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.